Two tiny birds had fallen from a tree by the roadside. One had already been struck by a car and didn't survive. The other was still alive, lying weakly on the ground. When he was picked up, his beak opened wide, as if crying out for food. His body was small and fragile, but there was still life in him. That was the moment the decision was made to take him home and give him a chance. The first step was to make sure he had a safe place to rest. A warm little nest was built so he could feel secure. But the bigger problem was food. A baby bird that young needed constant feeding. Fresh earthworms were dug out of the damp soil and offered to him. At first, it wasn't clear if he would eat, but once he tasted one, his hunger showed. He opened his beak again and again, desperate for more. His appetite was surprising for such a tiny body. Later that night, he was even given a little soft rice to fill his belly. Against all odds, he made it through the first night. The days passed one by one. On the sixth day, he was still alive and strong enough to bask in the sun. For safety, he was kept inside a box, with the top covered at night, so no wandering cat could harm him. His nest was upgraded again, this time with soft pads inside a stainless steel bowl. It made a perfect little bed where he could sleep in peace. To make feeding easier, mealworms were bought from a fishing shop. From the very first bite, he loved them. His little body shook with excitement whenever he was offered one. After a good meal, his eyes grew heavy, and he would fall asleep in his nest. By the ninth day, feeding him had become a full-time task. He needed food every 2 hours. The moment the lid of his box was lifted, his beak shot open wide, waiting for the next meal. His trust was complete. He knew he would be cared for. The search for better food continued. On the 10th day, special bird feed, ordered online, finally arrived. It was soaked in warm water and made ready with a tiny spoon crafted by hand. The spoon made feeding smoother, and the bird seemed to enjoy this new, nutritious food. His feathers had also started to come in. To help them grow, his caretaker gently brushed them with a toothbrush every day. Slowly, he began to look less like a helpless chick and more like a young bird. Each day brought progress. After every meal, his nest was cleaned and made cozy again. He was allowed to sunbathe on warm days, which helped him grow stronger. By the 20th day, the difference in him was clear. His feathers covered his body, his wings stretched wider, and his movements were sharper. The little bird that once cried weakly on the roadside was now playful and curious about his surroundings. He loved the sun, often stretching his wings as if preparing for something bigger. He started to hop around and flap, testing the strength that had been building inside him. The playful side of his personality came out too. He wasn't just surviving anymore, he was living. Now came the most important step of all, preparing him for the wild. A bird cannot stay in a box forever. He needed to learn how to fly, how to use his wings with confidence, and eventually, how to hunt for food. His caretaker knew this would be the hardest part, not emotionally, but because it meant letting go. From that first day on the roadside, the goal had always been to give him back the life he deserved in nature. Every small achievement mattered. From the moment he first stood tall to the way he flapped his wings harder each day, it was proof of how far he had come. This little bird had been given a second chance. He was no longer weak and helpless. He had grown into a strong, playful young bird ready to spread his wings. His story shows how even the smallest life can fight to survive when given love and care. From a roadside accident to a safe nest, from hunger cries to full meals, he had overcome every step. And now he was ready for the future, a bird who could fly free again. If this story touched you, give it a like. Even sharing it helps more animals find love and a safe home.